Printing money, bad. Taxing billionaires, good.
Este martes 4 de noviembre, la ciudad de Nueva York elige un nuevo alcalde. Vamos a preguntarles a los New Yorkers a qué candidato votan. Por un lado tenemos a Zoran Mandami, quien es el candidato demócrata con ideas revolucionarias y bastante polémicas. Y por otro lado, Andrew Cuomo, que ya fue gobernador del estado de Nueva York, pero que en este caso corre como independiente. Hay bastantes críticas respecto a los dos candidatos, porque mucha gente dice que Mamdani es un comunista, un socialista que viene a destruir la ciudad de Nueva York. Y por otro lado, mucha gente conoce a Cuomo y dice que cometió graves errores en la pandemia y que no puede presentarse nuevamente. Así que vamos a ver si estas polémicas son ciertas y cuál es la opinión de los New Yorkers.
What is your position, Mamdani or Cuomo?
Mamdani for sure, all the way.
Okay, what are your priorities when you are voting? I mean, economy, inflation, safety in New York?
My number one priority is the cost of living. It's super expensive to live in New York City. As a young person, I rely on things like rent stabilization to keep my rent down. And Zoran has made, forward his campaign, keeping the cost of living down. He wants to freeze all rent stabilized apartments, which would be massive for people like me who want to stay in the city, who want to make a life for ourselves here, but increasingly can't afford it.
Okay, so what are your idea in the next year about New York? You are pessimistic or optimistic about the future?
I'm super optimistic about New York. I mean, America as a whole, not doing great right now, but New York is about to have probably one of its best mayors, its youngest mayors, its most in tune mayors with people, and we might get free and fast buses. I love taking the bus. I love taking the bus even more when it's free. It's gonna be awesome.
And do you think that there is like a cost of that? I mean, we cannot print money. Okay, this is like
No,
we are in New York.
printing money, bad. Taxing billionaires, good. We have a lot of billionaires in America. A lot, the most. They need to pay their taxes, so I don't have to print my own money.
Okay, we are from Argentina.
Yes.
And the inflation is very high.
Very bad.
And some like populist governments print a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the consequences were high inflation. So
Yeah.
do you think that that can happen in New York?
I mean, inflation can definitely happen. I don't think anyone's going to be printing money anytime soon in New York. I think New York has the highest concentration of wealth of any city in America. Maybe San Francisco is up there too. But the point is that there are a lot of people that make a lot of money here. There are a lot of banks. There are a lot of businesses. And for the longest time, they've been able to donate to the campaigns of mayors or governors like Andrew Cuomo or others. And as a result, they don't pay their fair share in taxes. So what I like about him is he's not taking any money from them. And he's saying instead, pay your fair share in tax so we don't have to run up big inflation bills or anything like that. And we can still take care of the working class people here in New York.
Are you afraid that if Mandami will increase the taxation in the billionaires, some businesses and important companies will close or move to other states like Florida, like Texas?
I don't think so, because this is New York. I mean, there are, almost 10 million people that live here. There are people that want to spend their money in the community. They want to raise a family here. So the businesses that I think bring our city to life, they will stay because they are tied to what it means to be in New York. Frankly, if huge businesses, Amazon or other such companies that are not native or tied to New York, they go somewhere else, then, I mean, that's just the way it is. But I am not afraid of these businesses saying, oh, well, we're going to leave because we don't like Zoran. Frankly, the people of New York are what make New York great, not the big corporations. So if they leave, they leave. But I actually don't think they will, because New York is the greatest, the best, the greatest.
And what do you want to say to people that think that Mandami is a communist or a socialist and he will destroy New York?
What do you guys think a communist or a socialist would do? Do you think that he would run for mayor as a Democrat? Or do you think that he would try to start some sort of revolution craziness, right? I mean, they say, oh, he's a communist, he's so dangerous, oh my gosh. These are people who have so much money that they can protect because they don't have to pay their fair share in tax, because they're able to donate to the campaigns of these mayors or these politicians like Cuomo or like Eric Adams or, even Democrats, right? So a lot of times they'll say, oh, he's a communist, he's a socialist. All that they really want, all that a guy like Zoran or other people really want to do is make America work like so many other countries around the world where the rich people have to pay their fair share in tax. And so all of us can have an okay life. So all of us can afford a roof over our head, some groceries for the kitchen, school for the kids, and, maybe take a vacation or something like that. That's all people are saying. That does not sound like communism or socialism to me. Sounds like a nice life. And I want a nice life. So that's what I'm about.
And last question.
Okay.
Where are you living in the pandemic in New York?
In New York?
Yes, during the pandemic. And what is your thought about Cuomo? How he handled the pandemic?
Cuomo completely covered up the numbers of the pandemic. He cooked the books. I mean, that's an American saying for like covering up the numbers of the amount of people that were dying in nursing homes, right? He, was trying to cover up the fact that like so many elderly people who were the most vulnerable to COVID were in danger in where they lived, in the nursing homes that they lived in. And to me, like, it's really important that politicians care for the most vulnerable people first, like elderly people during the pandemic. And Cuomo only cared about his image. So he just covered all that up, right? And acted like he was some, strong, effective man on television. You can talk on TV, but if you are lying to the people and you do not have the most vulnerable people's backs in a time of crisis like a pandemic, then I think you did a really, really poor job. So I think it's a real strike against him what he did during the pandemic, and I think a lot of New Yorkers understand that and they remember that. That's because that's why I think he came back and he was like, "Oh, I can win the mayor's race. It's easy. I already governor and this and that." But no, we remember New York was not doing well during the pandemic, and people were dying in nursing homes. Your grandparents were dying in nursing homes. It's horrible. Anyway, Cuomo sucked during the pandemic.
You are very clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Argentina.
What's your name?
My name, Phil.
Phil. Good
Phil.
job.
And you?
Thank you so much. And your name? Izzy.
You
Thank
guys
so
are
much.
such America coded with your colors.
We love the country for sure.
You love it?
Yes.
Do either
But
of you wanna-
we are neutral, like both sides.
Both sides.
Are you voting in these New York City mayor elections?
Yes, I am. I'll be tomorrow.
Perfect. So, which candidate do you prefer, Mandami or Cuomo?
I prefer Zoran.
Okay, perfect. And what are your priorities when you're voting? Economy, inflation, safety?
Mostly it's the honesty of the person who's seeking to be elected. Be naturally involved because a lot of these things are hard to deal with. So it's hard to vote. Somebody's got to do something. It's easier to get to vote for somebody who will try to do what they say.
Do you think his ideas are possible to be applied in the city?
Not completely. I think he has ideas that would be really fabulous in so-called ideal environment. But you don't get to in an ideal environment. But I think it's reasonably important to set some kind of difficult goals and then do your best to get there. So he says I'm going to have fast and free buses. If some of the buses are faster and some of them are less expensive, that would be good. The affordable housing idea that's so critical but so difficult. I don't really see a plan. The free grocery stores or the city-owned grocery stores. I work for this food pantry. We give out meals to people. And I've often said, why don't we have a birthday way of doing this? And that would sort of get there. So it's a question of just maybe we won't get to exactly where we want to be, but at least know where we're going and get some part of the way there. And I sort of think that there are a lot of people in the city who don't live in Manhattan. They definitely don't live in Greenwich Village. They don't live in wealthy areas. And I think that people live in areas where it's hard to get a bus, parts of the trains nearby, housing is not terrific. There's a lot of problems that I think that's so.
You did your point. And what do you have to say to the people that think that Mandami is a communist or a socialist?
I think I'm way older than you. And I think what happens is, as you get older, you just can't tolerate calling people a name. I mean, is a communist today the same as a communist in 1917? Is a socialist here the same as a socialist in Sweden? I just think that the labels are terrible.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't
People like to tag people.
You tag someone and then you decide what they're going to do, and say, "Well, no, I don't believe that part." Well, then what does that mean? That means you're a Democrat, or you? I don't like this. I don't even like the fact that people have to run on party. You know, these two party system that we have is a little silly. I think it's a little silly now. It's like we need to have a little more variety. And there's a lot of both black. I think things that anyway, you call something like I said. What's a communist?